Now, my name's Ian Jones. I'm the lead systems engineer over at Unitrends. We have Ben Vadgama with us here today as well, who's our lead partner and manager. So, just to give you an idea of who Unitrends is, we're a backup and disaster recovery company. So we basically make backup software of our own. We do physical devices, virtual devices, but we also do disaster recovery. And I'll touch on these a little bit more as we go through. But the company itself has been around for about 25 years. So we're not one of the new kids on the block. A lot of people in EMEA don't actually know the Unitrends name though. And that's quite simple because for those 25 years we've been based out of the US. For about the last 2.5 to 3 years we've had an EMEA-based presence. Now we're both based out of our London office. We've got offices in Germany, we've got offices in Spain, we've got offices down in Australia, as well as other people on the ground throughout Europe. Plus obviously our US-based offices. Now, we are a growing company. There's sort of 400 of us at the moment. Of course, it all varies depending on how well the sales guys do, really. We have a large amount of partners. They're all growing all the time. I mean, everybody can quote partner figures and that sort of things, but a lot of it really is down to you, well, to you guys if you decide to come and work with us. I mean, we've had a relationship with CMS for 2 to 3 years, where they've been using our products and selling our products. So they know our products technically inside out, so they're a very good advocate of ours. So just to touch on what we have. So, as I say, we are a backup and disaster recovery company. Now, we do 2 pieces of backup software, really. It's the same piece of software, but available in 2 formats. So actually, if you look on our website, it looks like 2 products. One is a purpose-built backup device, so a piece of hardware with the software preloaded on it. The other is a virtual machine. So you can put it on Hyper-V, you can put it on VMware, you can put it on Zen Server. So Citrix's Zen Server, so the 3 main hypervisors. Even if you have 2 or 3 copies of this, multiple sites, it doesn't matter. You can manage all of that from within one interface. So even if you wanted to look at it from an MSP's point of view, so if you've got multiple customers that are replicating into yourself, again, you can manage all of that from one interface. Now, one thing that we have done, we've introduced our own cloud. So this is managed in our own data centers. We have several data centers in the US who are a separate business unit. So we don't have any of the legal issues, should we say, or the legalities of the US wanting a peek at your data. We have a data center here in the UK, we've got another one in Germany, another one down in Australia. So that is a managed service by ourselves. So you can go out and sell things like disaster recovery as a service to the customers. And we'll do all the work on the back end. So we host that. We will then do the failovers. We'll then arrange getting the data back to the customers. So it's not something anybody else would need to worry about. It's our issues. Now, yes, you can just archive to the cloud, but a lot of people also want to do that DR as a service. Now that generally is a manual process. So even if you guys were thinking, well, I don't want to use your cloud, I want to do it myself. I want to host one of those boxes and let somebody else do it. Because you want to make a bit more money, you want to sell it as a service. Great, you don't have to do it manually. We have a product called Reliable DR, which was originally developed for the banking industry. So we've got some large banks, financial industries, legal companies that all use this. It's been described as VMware's Site Recovery Manager on steroids, because it will do the testing of virtual machines, but now also physical machines. But when we talk about doing DR testing with it, it's right down to the application level. So being able to test things like SQL databases. Are they actually working? Are they giving the right information back? So not just did it turn on or did it blue screen. Now with regards to backup, disaster recovery, a lot of these are fairly standard terms. And these are all included in the product. They're not options that you need to pay extra for. But we have things like the recovery assurance, which is the reliable DR. We have instant recovery for your physical machines and your virtual machines. So that's being able to get your machines back up and running very, very quickly. But even if you've got a physical server and that has a problem, that can be restored using our bare metal technology to another piece of hardware if need be, or to go from physical to virtual or virtual to virtual. It will do all of that hard work for you and take away a lot of those issues. So that didn't come out quite right. Some of the text size is just a little bit wrong, so I apologise for that. Just to have a little look at where it would sit and how it would sit in somebody's infrastructure. So of course you choose how you want to install the product, whether it's at the customer's site, whether it's at your site, doesn't really matter. We protect over 220 different operating systems and applications. We go right back to things like Windows 95, Windows NT, we do things like HP UX, i-Series boxes, a whole host of stuff. So you'll back that up through one single interface, whether it's physicals, whether it's virtuals, it doesn't make any difference. You can then move it off to long-term archiving. So whether you want to sell somebody that as a service, that's up to you. But what we do is we also provide you what we call a recovery site or a second site. So we can replicate to that. Now if that's going to our cloud, that's what is sat in our cloud. That's what could be sat in your data centers. If a customer themselves has 2 sites, sell them 2 pieces of hardware. Or a piece of hardware and a piece of software. If that fits, it doesn't make any difference. But also, that's where you can have the reliable DR piece, so the automated testing. So, as a very easy takeaway slide, you're backing up, whether it's physicals, whether it's virtuals, to a local device. So this is a local backup for speed. It's not a backup that sits in the cloud. So it's local on-premise backup. Say recovery series, so the physical, or the UEB, which is the virtual. That can then be archived off to third-party clouds or to our cloud. So just as an archive, so as almost a data dump. And we've got a couple of different options on that cloud side. So one that mirrors what's on the box, another one that we call Forever Cloud, so it's infinite retention. And there's some very nice things that we do around costs for this. So the infinite retention, the customer pays for the data they want to back up, and how shall I put it? So if they back up 3 terabytes worth of data, they obviously pay for a 3 terabyte piece of storage in the cloud. Now, as it says, it's forever cloud, it's infinite retention. So that 3 terabytes over time, so over a couple of years, is going to grow because you're going to keep it there. We don't actually charge the customer, or yourselves to charge the customer, additional storage space. We're still looking at that 3 terabytes. So sometimes people look at the pricing and it might be a little bit more expensive to start with, but we've done comparisons with people like Amazon and these sorts of things. So over time, and we're only talking a matter of months, ours is a lot cheaper solution. So just bear in mind of that. If you've looked at the pricing, it seems a little expensive, just look at it over a little bit of time. Let one of our sales guys or one of our channel guys explain how all those figures work. But then, as I say, we've also got the disaster recovery piece, so the DR in the cloud. This is for physicals, it's for virtuals. As I say, it's a managed service by ourselves, so you back it up, replicate it there. If you were doing this for your customers, or if you've sold this to a customer, All they've got to do is phone our help desk. And within 1 hour, all those systems, whether the physicals, virtuals, will all be spun up for them. And then we can give them access to those systems. But then we'll also get the data back afterwards. Because if they've been running up there for 30 days, there's a lot of change data there. So they need to get back to their source site. So just to give you a very, very quick snapshot, this is the console for our backup product. The whole idea is it's very, very simple to use. It's web-based. I can see things like how much storage is in there, good jobs, bad jobs, where it's failed. If I've got multiple devices, I can see all that from within one console. Easy to drill down to look at any errors, etc. Now, we do have a complete sales organisation based here in the UK. As I said, we've got people dotted around as well. We do hold regular seminars. Our sales and channel guys will work with new partners, with existing partners, doing things like call-out days. There's all the usual incentives and anything else along those lines. So what I would say is if you are interested in partnering with us, come and see Ben or myself this afternoon, or throughout lunch or whenever, and we can start to go through some of that information and how that will help benefit and how easy it is and some of the extra services that we've got which will assist partners to actually go out and sell this information. But if you are thinking for yourselves or for your customers, if it's anything of interest and they want to do an evaluation or just get on a webinar, come and talk to CMS or come and talk to us and we can all assist. So, thank you very much from myself.